these people, God knew exactly what he was doing. Brother and sister, God could have chose somebody else, anybody else, but he chose Jonah on purpose. Let me tell you something about God. Everything you're going through, God knew you were going to go through it before you were even born. I want you to have peace with that. I want you to have a lot of peace with that, brother and sister. There's a man in the Bible called Isaiah. Do you know Isaiah prophesied 700 years before Jesus was born? And he said that Jesus was going to be bruised for our sins and our transgressions. He said that Jesus was going to be crucified. Brother and sister, Isaiah, 700 years before Jesus was crucified, was already talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. Can I give you some peace tonight? Can I let you know something? Before you're even born, brother and sister, 2,000 years ago on the cross, God, Jesus, already knew everything you were going to go through. Already knew every need you were going to have. Already knew every bitterness, every resentment, every hatred. He already knew everything that was going to be in your heart. Every sin that you struggle with. He already knew everything that was going to be in your heart. And guess what? Just like a professional coach, just like a professional builder, just like an architect, before you're even born, he got ready for your life. And he's already planned out, brother and sister, everywhere he's going to lead you by to get you to where he wants you to be, brother and sister. And you got to remember, I'm being led. And if I'm being led, I know I'm being led to something good. I know I'm being led to the outcome is going to be something great in my life. I know that God every single day is forming me and molding me into the image of his son, Jesus. But did God know I was going to go through this? Did God know I was going to go through what I went through yesterday? Did God know that I was going to go through what I've been going through this whole year? Yes, God knew it, brother and sister. But why would God allow that? Why would God allow, brother and sister, a prophet to go through death threats? Why would God allow his son Jesus to be crucified? Why would God allow somebody that when they got baptized, he said, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased? Why would God allow that person to be crucified and have nails in his hands and nails in his feet and a crown of thorns on his head and a spear in his side and get his beard pulled out and get slapped and spit on and be put naked on the cross? Why would God allow those things? Why would God allow those things? Brother and sister, he allowed those things because he knew that through that sacrifice, through that pain, through that humiliation, who were the first people that knew they were naked and were humiliated? Adam and Eve, right? He knew that through that nakedness and that humiliation, we were going to be able to be covered, brother and sister, by God's righteousness. And we were never going to ever have to feel ashamed ever again. And we were never ever going to have to feel humiliated ever again by the devil, by the world, by sin. He knew that through the nakedness of his son, we were going to be covered. He knew that through the pain of his son, we were going to have peace. He knew, brother and sister, that through the separation, that momentary separation, when he said, Father, why have thou forsaken me? He knew that through that momentary separation, you and I would never have to be separated from God ever again. You have to understand what you're going through, brother and sister. It might be something that God's going to use to bless your family. What you're going through is God's going to use it to reach your family members, to reach your husband, to reach your wife, to reach your children, to reach somebody else who's going to impact the kingdom of heaven in a great and mighty way. But you have to understand, I'm being led. I'm being led. I'm not just running around, just, Hail Marys, just wishing I scored a touchdown. No, God has given me a route. God has given me a route to run. God has led me on this route, and I'm going to catch a ball that he's going to throw to me. Brother and sister, you have